Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of StampWithNellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and today I want to show you how I make these adorable little Christmas tree decorations using the Snowy Wonder stamp set. And I've got a little bit of shimmery embossing paste on there as well, to give it a little bit of shimmer but also a little bit of texture on there. So I buy these wood slices pre-drilled, and I like the ones that have got a nice thick bark on them. I get them from Amazon, and I tend to buy the ones that are between 6 and 7 centimetres, so roughly up to 2 3/4 inches. And then I just use some white acrylic paint. I tend to use a piece of packaging. Any old packaging will do. These had sticky notes in them. And just the reason I use this is because I am terrible at cleaning up after I've done painting. So this is one less thing for me to clean up. I can, once I've finished with this, I can simply throw it in the trash where it kind of already was. So I tend to just go around the outside with a smaller paintbrush. And then once I've done that, I would load up a sponge with some of the paint and kind of fill in the middle of that. I am not going to make you sit and watch me do that and then watch paint dry, because it obviously has to be dry before I go on to the next stage. I try not to get too much paint on the outside there, but if I do, a nail file will just, I'll wait till it's dry obviously, we'll just kind of sand that down a little bit and make more of a mess on your desk and your paint, but just get rid of that. Okay, so once I've done that, it will look like this. I have to wait until that side dries before I go ahead and do the other side. Now this one has got a few kind of spots of something on it, so you can always go over that again. Okay, so once it's completely dried, both sides, I'm just going to get rid of this just now. As I say, I'm just trying to show you the process, not make you sit through the process. So I'm going to get rid of those and all of this. It's one of the worst things with these is the amount of little bits that come off. So I also have two that I have half done. So I'm going to show you, first of all, how I do the front to complete this one. So I am using basic grey and the cute little penguin from this adorable stamp set. Let me show you it. I'm going to use those ones as well. Snowy Wonder. So I'm using this little penguin guy and these snowflakes and the Let It Snow for the reverse on that. So inking that up just as normal, and I try to make sure that I've got that fairly straight on there, and stamp my little penguin kind of in the middle. I want to make sure that I've got enough space at the bottom to add in some embossing paste. Now, I do like to leave that for longer than I would normally do if I was stamping onto paper, and don't put your hand in that, Heather. Okay, so just give it a few moments, and it's really dull compared to that one. But I top it up with Stampin' Blends. So this is light basic black. I can get rid of that. And I prefer to use the bullet tip, but whatever you wish. And I'm just lightly going over that, like so. And that's kind of going to seal that as well as make it a little bit darker. Just take your time though, because you don't really want it to bleed over the edge. And also the grain of the wood can make you kind of go a bit out of the lines. But nobody knows what it should have looked like, so it doesn't really matter. It is, after all, a handmade Christmas tree decoration. So, as I say, just gently going over that outline. I couldn't draw a penguin to save myself, but I can stamp it and then just basically go over it. And then you might think I've drawn it. I'm just going to enhance his eyes a little bit, like so. And then I've got dark pumpkin pie, and again I prefer to use that bullet tip rather than the brush tip, because I'm only doing a little bit for his beak and his little feet. And again, it's quite light, so I can go back over it, add a little bit more on there. Isn't he adorable? Right. Then I used Misty Moonlight. And if you've got bits that hasn't taken the paint and you really want it to be slick, you can go back over it afterwards. But as I say, handmade. I'm using the smallest of the snowflakes from the stamp set with Misty Moonlight, just giving them a little halo effect of snowflakes. Put a little bit there. And I'm not bothered about it going over the edge there because it's dark ink on wood. So if you look really, really closely, you can see it, but you're not going to see it from a distance. All right, so next bit for the front is to add some shimmery embossing paste. Now, I had to buy a new one fairly recently because my last one dried out. So I have only opened this a tiny little bit. And I'm just going to take out using a palette knife. So Stampin' Up sell these palette knives in a set of 3 different shapes. I'm using the little pointy one, and I'm just taking a tiny little bit of embossing paste, and I'm going to pop that along there and just kind of spread it out a little bit. Along the bottom so that he's got a little bit of snow to stand on. A little bit more. I'd rather take out a few little bits than one great big lump and have to deal with it in a winter. So I'll just pop that there, and giving it a little bit of texture. So it's not completely smooth and flat on there. And again, if you get some on the outside, if you're quick enough, you can take it off. If not, then you can do the same again and just get that little, tiny little bit of sandpaper or my nail file. I'm happy with that. It's got shimmer, it's got texture. I'm going to put the lid straight back on that, and I'm going to wipe off the excess on a cloth before that sets like concrete on there. And I can't really do anything else with this one until that has dried. So here's one I prepared earlier, and this time I just want to stamp the Let It Snow. So again, try and do that roughly in the middle. Leave it a little bit. There we go. And the thing is, if there's a bit that doesn't take because it's not smooth, then you can use your Stampin' Up marker to just maybe add in a little bit if there's any bit missing on that. Then I've got the largest snowflake from Snowy Wonder, and I'm going to put that on a few times. Oops. Then there is a medium one. Put that in there. And back with my little one. And there we go. So the next bit is, that will take slightly longer than your, if you were stamping on card, it absorbs pretty much straight away. So I haven't done a great job of stamping that snowflake there. So again, this is where you can come in and just kind of add a little bit with your Stampin' Up markers if you wanted to. So yeah, let me get these out of the way. So I say that will take just a little bit longer than normal stamping on card would do. So in the meantime, I'm going to just get myself a piece of, let me just roughly, let's say I'm going to do that around about 12 inches. Like that. Let me just cut that. And I'll do another one for the other one. I can add on to, like so. So this is silver trim. It comes in a combo pack with gold, which is hidden somewhere up there beside all my ribbons are up there. So popping, so I've just doubled that, put it through the pre-drilled hole and pop that through there. Good, tight-ish, and then I want to just add a little knot. That can slide up the way like so, and I'll just take off that little bit excess. Now we've got two, and this one, yeah, not quite dry yet, but we'll do it anyway. So once again, double that, put it through, and tie that off. You could stamp all sorts of things on here. I've done them with the snowman in a previous set, and I've also used the online exclusive trucking around and did a little red truck with Christmas tree in the back. Let me just clear that out of the way. So yeah, all sorts of things you can do with these wood slices to make lovely little Christmas tree ornaments, and this one was using the Snowy Wonder stamp set. So you could have a little house, you could have a little forest of trees, you could have gifts, all sorts of things on there, as well as that super cute little penguin who is nice and easy just to draw around. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, then please do click on that subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.